Why are AI healthcare algorithms biased? Imagine a world where a computer helps decide if someone needs urgent care or predicts their risk for serious illness. Now, picture that this computer might not treat everyone equally. That's what happens with some artificial intelligence systems in healthcare. These algorithms are meant to make medical decisions faster and more accurate. They analyze huge amounts of patient data to help doctors. But sometimes, they end up being unfair or less effective for certain groups of people. So, why does this happen? The main reason is that these algorithms learn from real-world medical data. And that data often shows existing inequalities in healthcare. For example, if most of the data used to train the system comes from white patients, the algorithm might not perform well for Black or Latinx patients. This can lead to misdiagnoses or incorrect risk predictions for those groups. If a patient's data isn't well represented, the algorithm might underestimate their health risks. That means some people might not get the care they need because the system isn't trained to recognize their specific risks. Bias can also sneak in during data collection. Sometimes, certain patient groups are left out or their information is incomplete. For instance, low-income patients or those living in rural areas might not be well represented in the data. When developers build these algorithms, they choose which features or details to include. If they choose poorly or overlook certain factors, bias can be introduced. Even after the system is built, testing it mostly on one group can make it less accurate for others. This can reinforce health disparities instead of reducing them. Another factor is who designs these AI systems. If the teams building them lack diversity, they might not see the needs of all patient groups. Without different perspectives, they may not realize that their data or assumptions are biased. For example, an algorithm predicting breast cancer risk might underestimate risk for Black women if most training data is from white women. This can lead to fewer follow-up tests and misdiagnoses for some groups. Bias isn't just a healthcare problem. Other AI tools like ChatGPT, DALL-E, and Midjourney can also reflect biases from their training data. They might favor certain languages, cultures, or ideas. Productivity tools that use AI can also inherit biases if they are trained on data that reflects unfair workplace practices. So, bias in AI is a widespread issue across many industries. To fix this, it's important to use diverse and representative data. Developers need to include people from different backgrounds in the design process. Regularly testing algorithms for fairness can catch biases early. Keeping humans involved in decision-making helps prevent unfair outcomes. They can review and correct issues before they affect patients. In the end, AI healthcare algorithms are biased because they learn from data that shows real-world inequalities. Building better datasets, involving diverse teams, and ongoing checks are key steps. This way, AI tools can become fairer and more helpful for everyone, no matter their background.